Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Prompt Coffee Brunch Writing Bunch. If you'd like to join on screen, today is Friday. You're more than welcome to. The link is in the chat. And we have a guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit, and I am a writer, editor, and artist. And let's see, as a writer, I've written a lot of different things over the years, but I'm focusing more on fiction these days. And as an editor, same thing, basically. And as an artist, I love working with watercolor and gouache and mixed media and stamps and ink. But all throughout all the things that I do love fantasy and science fiction. So
Wonderful. So do I. So do I. And I'm working on a project of that nature. And because I missed today, usually Friday is not focused, but today I am focusing on chapter 12, Old Juxtaposition. And this is where I'm going to compare and contrast the old world and the new world side by side and highlight the differences in this chapter. So I'm going to be working on that today. And then I'm going to spend the weekend trying to catch up where I fell behind this week. So what are you going to work on, Heather?
I think I'm going to keep going with trying to wrap up my submission to my critique partners.
Wonderful.
If anybody's interested in being a critique partner, please let me know.
Very cool. And this is a science fiction story?
No, this is the fantasy. This is the book length work.
Feel free to email me a little bit or something. I'd be happy to read through it.
Awesome.
Yeah. See if it's something would really enjoy reading, you know. It's hard to find the people that really like those kind of stories that you write in your genre too. So
yes, it is. And so when I started attending my con, that was really the first group of people that I could talk to about it. So and so I found people here on the AuthorTube. So yay for that.
That's always nice, person to person networking, face to face is always wonderful.
It was great last weekend.
Wonderful. And I think we're going to get right into a sprint right away, get the first sprint in, and then we can chat more after that.
Awesome.
Just try to get motivated. If you haven't got your documents out, that's the most important thing, is to get your documents out. Hi, Kibby. Wonderful. I'm glad you popped in to say hi. If you'd like to join on screen, the link's in the chat. We'll probably Fridays, it varies how long we go. So come on in if you want. If you're busy, thanks for popping into the chat. And we're going to get going on our first sprint. So let me add that up. I'll do the first countdown if you don't mind. And this timer is by Camille Merrick, AuthorTuber. So I haven't used this one in a while. I thought it'd be nice. Try to get in the writing mood. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sprint. Welcome back, everybody. How'd we do on that sprint? I took the time to listen to what I wrote all week on the speech edit, where it reads it aloud to me, and made minor corrections during that sprint. So I feel refreshed and everything. And so the story's been read to me, and I've made a few punctuation corrections. How about you, Heather? How'd you do?
I went through my past.
Nice.
Might be my problem with the noise. Let's see here. Get rid of something. There we go. So I went through a chapter for punctuation and anything that I may have missed. And I went and found the next chapter, and I'm just copying and pasting at this point. So it's fine. So
because you're being productive.
Right, being productive. And it's my current 18th chapter. So, and I have more than that, but I think that might be what I will submit. So,
is this a full-length book, or is this a novella or an anthology? A book?
Yeah, it's going to be a full-length book. So, I thought about doing a novella, but I think it's going to be a full-length.
Very nice.
Essentially, a young adult / new adult / adult. It's just kind of a mixture of all of those three things.
And this will be, if I'm not mistaken, this will be your first published book.
Yes.
Wow, that is so exciting. So exciting. So exciting.
I'm kind of getting to that point where I have to think about, hey, you really need to think about wrapping this up. But it's been an idea I've had for a long time.
Very cool.
Yeah. I also
you got to feel so good being so close to the end of your first book. So
yeah, it's kind of weird.
What's going through your head? How long do you think it took you to go from concept to when you'll be published?
To when I'll be published?
I know it's different. I know it's different for every single person, because person's process is different, their confidence is different, their skill levels are different, their money budgets are different, everything's different, so it takes people different.
Yes. Absolutely. But I came up with the original concept in 2008. This is post the last Harry Potter book came out in the few months prior. I think that was probably October of 2007, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. But and just at night to relax, I couldn't read a Harry Potter book, so because I was like, whatever, it was done, and just started playing What If in my head, relaxing at night, and kind of some things I was doing at that time was one of the things I was doing at that time was trying to do some genealogy. And so that kind of was the springboard for the original concept of genealogy. And because this is just prior to hearing about Ancestry.com. And so, just talking to people like, does anybody do their genealogy? Because, I really hadn't heard of many people doing it at that time. So anyway, I don't want to.
That's really. No, am I echoing a little bit? That's really interesting, because I saw one of my sisters in the summer, and she had done the genealogy and stuff, and that's how we found out more about my mother's birth father.
Okay.
And it was interesting because of that. We found out about cousins we never knew we had that were out in California, and got in contact with them. And it just spiraled into all these new connections. So it's really interesting how they can track people and connect people through that.
It's true. Yeah, so I would like to, and I know quite a bit about my father's side, but I want to learn more about my mother's side, because she has quite a bit of Irish in her. So I would love to learn about my grandmother's family. I want to get a chance. So
I do not know much about my mother's side at all. But my father's side, I have like documentation down to like the beginning of time. You know what I mean? Like my,
Same here.
my father's side, it's very easy to track where my father's side came.
Because
It was very well, and my
not a
grandfather,
lot of Dewey's.
yeah. But it's keeping
We're
people
all
in the
probably
family.
related.
It's having people in the family that do things like the genealogy and keep it up and keep updating it. My grandfather died. He was 93 years old, but he always kept track of the family and always, and he died at 93 years old. So it's like, who's taking that on once you can't just call him anymore and say, oh, what's this and that?
Right, exactly.
Right. That's why I printed copies of everything he had. I have printed copies. First thing I did when after that, yeah, I was like, Uncle, I need these, please.
I have a writer friend who's in my critique group, and this is what she's doing. She's putting together a book of all of her research on her family, and she's done a great job. And she's done all of the citations at the end of each chapter, where she found all the things and keeping it consistent and all that stuff. It's really fascinating to read. And she's inserted like family stories into it too. It's I love reading her stuff. I can't wait to see her again. I hope we meet pretty soon.
That's very cool. That's always fun. It's always fun when you find out new things. You remember yesterday I was telling offline, I was telling you about, isn't it ironic this happened or that happened? Another ironic yesterday I was talking to you.
Yeah. I was trying to remember exactly how that.
It's interesting how the genealogy stuff works, because until the internet, I actually have a friend that I've been friends with since I was 12. And I met her when she was in foster care in New York.
Okay.
And I'm from Pennsylvania. And I moved back and forth between Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York my whole life.
Okay.
Shuffled back and forth a lot my whole life. And so I have been friends with her, and I'm still friends with her till this day. And only a few years ago did we realize that we are distant cousins because of a family member that was connected to me and connected to her.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And
that's amazing.
And I didn't know, but she was originally from Ohio.
Okay.
And I literally lived like a mile from Ohio state line at one point in Pennsylvania when we were young. So isn't it ironic how
it's so weird? That's definitely ironic. Oh, wow.
And we were friends for all these years and didn't know till a few years ago. We've been friends for over 20 years.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. It's just ironic things,
Oh, that is so ironic. I actually lived in Ohio when I was quite young. I don't really remember much.
But the whole point was we wouldn't have known that if that connection we both hadn't started putting together the genealogies.
Absolutely.
We would have never knew. Yeah.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Cool. That's very cool.
Story of the day.
Yeah, there you go.
Very cool.
Yeah, we lived in Ohio for about a year, but this was a long time ago.
Yeah, me too. I used to live in Chardon, Ohio. So, and then I lived a lot of places in Pennsylvania and in New York also. So, I have been in one place for a long time now, though. So, the benefits of getting old.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I didn't want to come down to Florida the last time I did, I've been here ever since.
You get comfy, right? Comfy, cozy.
In a way, it's just so hot here. I would have preferred staying in Atlanta because I fell in love with it, because it's so pretty and they have some seasons.
It's like the second New York City. You know what I mean?
The second New York City, and now it's got. Yeah, I've heard it's
I'm from New York. I have to say, of course, New York City is the number one city, but that's because I live in New York State,
But there's so much in and around Atlanta. I lived in one of the areas was very, very rural at the time, but apparently it's not anymore. But but anyway, I enjoyed living there. So
all this talk about genealogy. Time to write these characters.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, talking about old juxtaposition. So let's compare some of this old life to the new world. So that's what I'll
Right.
do.
I've got a lot of that in my story because she's a little out of her element. But
Maybe if I read some of yours, I'll send you some of mine to read, and that's a huge step for me.
oh, that's a good point. And I was thinking,
Pick a story, which one?
if I was going to send like a few chapters at a time, or just
Yeah,
here. Just
I'm definitely not as far along as you. I feel like I'm an author in the making, but right now I'm writer. I write. I'm just keep practicing the writing craft, and I want to have structure so ingrained that I don't need to look at something to remind me to make sure I'm on track, that I could just write freely and finish easily. So repetition is how you do that, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's very true.
So, I have a question for you to think about.
Oh,
do you have plans for Nano yet? Have you decided on something?
Yeah, it's gonna hopefully help me get some words written in my large project. So, because like I said yesterday, during my stream, if I can get the completed manuscript by the end of the year, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometime in December would be nice.
October, November, December. You got 3 months, 90 days,
Right, exactly. I was saying
break it down to like
my husband, I think I'm gonna put most of my efforts into writing this quarter. Granted, if I get some freelance work, that's fine too. But putting a good portion of my effort into finishing this quarter would be good.
I'm hoping that I have like the first dump draft done on this. And then I'm thinking Nano, I want to do a dump draft on another story that I had already planned over the last year and did not get to. It's supposed to be more comedic. And I named that book Battle to Roll the Roost. It was going to be a quarantine story. And I think it's going to be a fun one to write. So I'm going to work on that on Nano because I really haven't got much done on that.
Okay.
Because if I worked on this project, I would just be adding words into what I already wrote. And I don't know, it's more fun to just do the dump draft.
Yeah.
And to fix everything.
Yeah, just to get a lot of your ideas down.
Yeah. And I think Nano, because I haven't won Nano yet, I've gotten to like over 30,000. But something seems to happen every Nano for some reason. Something comes up and I get sidetracked and behind. And I'm looking to get 50,000. I seem to get to 30 really easy, and then I don't know. So
I need to do a complete
story.
Help. Let's see what I got so far in here. Let's see something.
I'll get the timer up while you're doing it.
Well, in here I have 24,650. Excuse me.
You're right.
In this document specifically here.
Reminder to drink water.
Yeah, thank you. Let's do this.
Wow. I have all these thoughts about genealogy and all this stuff going through my head.
Yeah, me too.
And the nice thing is I'm thinking of my characters and their families, so I'm gonna get to it. You want to do the countdown?
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Okay. Yes, drink water because then you wouldn't be doing what I was just doing, half choking. Let's see here. Drink your water. If you need to get up, because, if you need to get up before you actually start working, that's a good thing to do too, because it gets the blood moving.
Yep.
Remember to, I think you're just doing some stretching over there. Stretching is good. And sit up straight in your chair. This is really good to do too. Try not to hunch over. And remember to save your work.
Yes.
I'm not wearing my reminder shirt to save my work. I wore that yesterday.
That was a nice shirt.
Anyway, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get started. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. How did we do on that sprint?
Not bad, not bad. You?
I did pretty good. I'm flowing. I got a little over one double space page, so this section is good. In the beginning of the sprint, I took a step upstairs. I refilled my drink. I had coffee this morning, then switched to hot chocolate, and now I'm into the instant vanilla latte.
Cool.
And I haven't got to my brunch or my snack, but I got vanilla yogurt with fruit cocktail and granola.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll be my breakfast lunch today.
Yeah, I've been eating here and there myself, and
So
my husband works near a German bakery, and so what is it he got? Strudel. He got a strudel yesterday, and he brought most of it home last night, so so we could have some too. So we were eating on that this morning, part of our breakfast.
What kind of strudel?
It had fruit in it, and I think a little bit of cheese. You know, like
sometimes they're raspberry or strawberry or.
You know, I thought it was cherry, but it tasted better than that, if you know what I mean.
Sounds good.
I don't particularly care for cherry too much, so it must have been strawberry.
Anything with cheese in it, I love. So
I was talking to my kid about that because he was talking about cheese this morning. I said, "Do you love cheese?" And he said, "Yes." So
that might be a good dinner idea. Maybe fondue. I do have a fondue pot that I haven't used in quite some time. That might be good. Some cheese fondue with like some veggies and meat.
That sounds fancy.
Bread. It's not that fancy. You just have a pot and then you put the hot cheese in it. And
at least it used to be. I know. It used to be fancy.
Yeah.
So there's been a whole chain of restaurants specializing in that for date nights and stuff.
I have tons of things that I don't use, like the cheese fondue pot. And I think I even have a chocolate fountain from having bridal shower or birthday parties or
exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah, we even still have stuff from our wedding, and that was almost 20 years ago.
Right.
So in presents we got for
especially if you I've a lot of my friends and family and people, we're at the ages where people are getting married and then they're like, oh, can you do this? Can we have a party here in the park or this? There's electricity. That's nice things you can bring. So
yeah,
that sounds good. Maybe I'll surprise my daughter because it's going to be just me and her this weekend. Maybe I'll do a tea party and get the chocolate.
Oh, I bet she'd love that.
Oh, she'd have
so
I'd love it. Any reason.
Very cool.
Sorry.
Yeah. I've also been eating on some grapes. Guess what I got? With my kids when we went to the store last night. We got some pumpkin spice almond milk based creamer. It's really good. And
it is.
However, I'm drinking iced coffee because it's Florida and it's hot. So
it's October 1st. I can officially put up Halloween decorations, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You want to see what I found at the dollar store real quick?
Were they the lights?
No, I need to get some more of those. I forgot. But they have a bunch of. Oh, let me grab this one.
I just have to find the boxes that hold the decorations at some point.
Yeah, we have a storage shed. Look at this huge thing I found.
Ooh.
That I think I'll paint brown. Maybe with a touch of gold in it. It's huge and it's really thick too. It's what?
Did you hear that the dollar store is raising their prices? They're going to be more than $1. I just heard that yesterday in the news.
Dollar fee? Mm-hmm. What?
Right. So I think it's going to do something like, how like Five Below will have sections that's like
about $1. Sections will be more.
Yeah, they'll have sections that are more for $1 now.
People are going to be very disappointed. It's jointed.
And you can paint that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'd seen it on a channel that I follow, on an artist channel that I follow. She's called the Frugal Crafter, but she's also a watercolorist. But she does lots of inexpensive projects, stencils,
very nice.
lots of things. There's two.
I've been thinking about some Christmas crafts too. I used to make these wreaths with the lights, and then I'd tie all the candy on them so you could hang them on your door and just pull the string and have a candy, and the whole wreath lights up.
Oh yeah,
embroidery circle and string it with lights, and then tie all the little candies on it, and then put your bow on it, and you have a big candy wreath.
That's a great idea because I have one of
make those all the time, and I haven't made those in a little while. But they take so much time. But it's something you literally are just like tying
them on.
You're
literally just tying them onto the hoop.
Yep.
Oh, that's
you string the lights and just you tie them around, and then you can hang it on your door, and people can pull one off if you want.
That's true. That's
You got to get the little battery powered lights. Usually you can find them real cheap though. Just like a small pack.
There we go. That sounds like a great project.
Yeah. I used to make those, and I don't know. I was thinking about all the things I used to make: tutus and bows, hair scrunchies, wreaths. I haven't made any of that stuff in a long time. So maybe I'll do some of that. We'll see how busy I get. So I can always do that while I'm watching other YouTubers.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, watch movies.
So yeah, I was looking for they have like a big Frankenstein face too. That's this thinner stuff. But this is wood, and she was painting them. She had a skeleton. There was a big Frankenstein face about yay big. I mean, it was big. Wow. And then there's two that look like a Day of the Dead lady except with hair. Like in the movie Coco.
Okay.
Right? It was really cute. So there's one it's her in profile, and there's one with her. You can see her hair is me, like a early 60s kind of hairstyle. Really cute.
So I have a question before we go on sprint. When we come back, you can think about.
Okay.
What are your top favorite Halloween movies for the month of October? So that's something to think about. I have a few in mind. So I think from here till October, I'm going to try to watch all the Halloween movies, like one a day.
One a day?
Maybe. I need something else. I need something else to look forward to every day of my life. So maybe it'll be a Halloween movie every day for October. That's the reason I'm getting up tomorrow, is to watch that Halloween movie. Little things.
Yeah, that kind of gives me an idea. Maybe I can get, and that'll make my kid happy if we watch a Halloween movie tonight.
And then maybe we could start a tag, and you can talk about which movie you watched that day and what your favorite plot point was, or your character, or what you got from the story. Something. I'm brainstorming right now. Don't take me too far, but that might be nice for Instagram for Halloween for October.
That's a good point.
Maybe I'll start a tag. We'll see. All these ideas. Got to work on the story though. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
Good. Not too bad. There was a paragraph that I had trouble with in the past. And I looked at it again. I was like, no, okay, it definitely this is not the way it should be. So I was working on it, fixed it. I fixed it at one point, and then I went back and read it. I was like, no. So I fixed it again. I think I like this better, and then it works better with with a paragraph that's a couple paragraphs down. So because I'm like, no, she's eating here. I can't have her. Yeah, and she's got to save the thing for later. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's better. And I'm just making some changes and stuff. How long are you going on for?
I usually do 20-minute sprints.
I mean,
I usually do at least 3. This will be the 3rd one, and then you can decide what you want to do.
okay.
Or you can decide what you want to do at any time, obviously.
Um,
I'm looking at this page before I start, and I didn't share anything today, so I'm going to share a tiny
okay.
little bit before I go in because I want to share. This says, I know you took a lot of responsibility in, I'm not going to say the world, but here you must allow yourself the ability to not always be the leader. Sometimes we must follow. Do you understand? Not yet, but I'm sure you'll teach me. Now there's a snarky girl I thought you might be. Not snarky, just on high alert. And then there's a little bit more, but that's what I was writing right there. I think it's my mood coming out. So I think it's my mood coming out, but I just wrote about, she's in the new world, and in the old world, because I didn't read what I wrote before, but in the old world, she had a lot of responsibility as the eldest, and things she took care of, and a lot of control. And so in this world where she's on this journey, she's actually not the one in control right now, and she's having a hard time giving that up.
Okay.
So she's comparing how her life was before to now. And I already wrote some stuff, but if that makes any sense. So that's just a little. But I can tell my mood is coming in that line. That's why I shared it. It may not stay. What are you gonna do? Live and learn, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you gonna do? You want to do the countdown, or you want me to?
Why don't you do it?
All right. And I'm actually gonna go stretch a little bit more too. So I feel a little goofy right now. Maybe the caffeine's starting to kick in. Thank God I stopped drinking that espresso, huh, Heather?
Yeah.
Remember when I was like streaming with you guys and I drink the espresso?
Yeah, you.
Well,
I mean, you were just.
I don't need anything else but caffeine. And I like to smoke here and there to calm myself down, but
Oh, okay.
bad habits, right?
No. But other breathing is better for you than that.
Oh yeah. My theme song this summer was Ed Sheeran, Bad Habits. So that was my theme song this summer, and my favorite drink was strawberry kiwi Snapple. Those are the 2 things I liked a lot this summer. Those 2 things helped me this summer. But I'm gonna get the timer going then. Heather said have me do it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's be productive in some way, shape, or form. Sprint. Hello, everybody. How'd you do on that sprint? I actually got a little over half a page typed in, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I spent the last couple minutes stuffing my face with yogurt and granola. So that's the first thing I ate today, and it's almost 1. So I was getting a little hungry. Pretty good though. And thinking about a little bit about the Halloween thing I was thinking of for a few moments too. So how about you, Heather?
So I made some changes to this last chapter I put in. So yeah, just and realizing I really would like to see the last paper copy I'd made of this, because I know there were some changes that were made, and I just want to compare that to what I changed here, and just see if make sure there's anything, any thought process I'm kind of missing here.
You know what? It's interesting because I love making the changes in the paper copy. I hate taking these changes and putting them into the document.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy how things happen because
you can't compare it, you mean?
Right. Well, just because I already made the changes in here and then I have to go in there and add them in there. And then I'm like, oh, and rewriting. I know they say writing is rewriting, but like I find myself even now, like if I'm not careful, I go back and start deleting things before I get everything completed. So I know that's a hazard of trying to edit as you go. So I'm trying to stick to only like punctuation errors because I found myself going back and deleting words, and I'm like, wait, I should leave this for now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like,
you see it. Yeah.
I'm trying to move forward and I'm deleting, you know, in a rough draft. So, how you feeling, Heather?
So pretty good. It's also nice to reread some of this because it kind of gets me back back into the mood of it all, because there's a lot of mystery going on too, and that's why I don't really share lines very much. If I can make myself not share a line, that might be good, because I want it to be want there to be
no spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to include spoilers.
I'm personally, this is a rough draft for me, so a lot of things changed between now and like even a third draft. So I think for me, everybody's got to work on different things. That's smart and works for you, but like for me, my confidence, I have to learn to share more. So at this point, for me, it's best for me to try to share, but for you, you are about to release your book, so you don't want spoilers.
Oh, I'm getting closer anyway.
We're at different stages, so everything works different for everyone at different times, I think. I'm learning that as I go. It looks like Kibby popped in, and Alexis. Hi, Alexis. Thanks for coming in. If anybody wants to join, Heather, do you want to do any more sprints?
We can to maybe one more.
Sure.
If you would like, that's up to you.
Yeah, that's fine. However long you want to hang out today. It's Friday, so that's nice. And hello, I said hello, and hi, Kibby. She said she's finishing up chapter 15, basic outline. Yes, awesome. Cool. And Kibby, let us know, is this your first book you're writing, or is this the first book you're going to be publishing also? Because Heather's very close to publishing hers, and I'm still working at a lower end of the process. Heather's at the further end. So yeah,
closer and closer, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And Kibby says, how much longer are you going today? Probably one more sprint, I would think. It's Friday. And she says, not joining for me. I'm terribly camera shy. That's okay. We're glad. Come right with us. Next time. I stream brunch writing sprints Tuesday through Friday at 11. Fridays are open. Whoever wants to join. So if you ever feel like you can always come on with your avatar, right? You don't have to show your face. A lot of people who do that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Jace Maxwell. I don't think I've ever seen not an avatar. is on all the time.
Maybe once have I
We
ever.
go in avatar mode sometimes. Yep.
Yeah, maybe once.
I don't think I.
And hey, Charlie Dorset often uses
Yeah.
their avatar because
Yeah.
for many reasons. But
Sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Do whatever you want. Yep. And we all have our reasons. And it took me a long time to make my first video a year ago. So like it took me months to get the courage to go on camera. So it can take a long time.
It took me a long time. You
Yeah.
know what? Hey, let me think. I've been watching author tubers probably since
Few years
I
at
don't
least.
know, several years now. Probably since somewhere around 2015.
Yeah.
And
You're a little longer than
because I was participating in the chat on Aphrodite Lee's stream, this was a good few years ago now. I said, because she invited me on, I was like, I don't think so. What's that? What did you say?
I said you were a little shy then? When Aphrodite invited you?
Yeah, yes. I did not think I was going to be ever be do this. It's been really surprising, actually doing this, and as well as speaking in front of people.
Like your con and everything. Yeah.
I never thought I would have done that. So, but it's just, just encouragement from others has helped.
Things have changed a lot in the last few years too. So a lot of people have gone online to get their social interaction, even more so than, before it was popular. But I think during this whole crisis, pandemic, the last 2 years, social
that and
mainly
getting a little older, I think helped me tremendously. And just
I don't want to grow up.
No, I don't want to grow up either. Hey,
I've been growing up my whole life.
Somebody who used to dress as Peter Pan for Halloween.
Well, I know people that I literally would say have Peter Pan syndrome, and that's not me. I grew up very young. I mean, I had a lot of responsibility. I had apartment, job, everything, but before I was even out of high school, I was grown up. So like, I don't know. I think maybe I stayed that age. Keep trying to make good choices, right? Keep trying to
right, exactly.
Keep trying to progress a little bit every day, maybe. Even when it's hard, right?
Yeah.
It can be hard. Let's see.
Hey, Allie, I'm forever touching my hair and trying to fix it and stuff.
Me too.
Well, that's why I'm doing that. But I'm getting a lot better.
I kind of miss that because I used to interact with people on a one basis all day, cutting hair and working at a salon. Even places where I did.
That's a very social job.
20 different people you talk to in a day, sometimes more, and you're actually physically touching them, trying to make them happy, please them, pamper them. And yeah.
When I did a lot of retail in my 20s, so that I did have. I was a cashier. I was a cashier and did worked in stores. It's probably helped my timidness a little bit. I was very much an introvert, and I still am.
I think I'm like in between.
When I talk about writing, it kind of goes away.
I think I've had my in between. I'm in between. I like to be with people socially for a bit of time, but I like them to be people I enjoy hanging out with.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And then I also like to be home. So if you gave me an option, like they said, I might do it just because out of, I don't know, guilt or obligation. But usually if someone says, hey, do you want to go here and hang out with these people? I won't just say yes because it's a social place. It depends who it is. Where my other half is like anywhere.
All things. For me, it's gotta mean something to go.
I like to do fun things too, but I keep joking. My husband keeps trying to
Family.
set me up with his coworkers' wives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm like, you can't force me to be friends with your coworkers' wives. He sets up these things where like I've never met them before and it's just me and that person hanging out and they go off and I'm like, I've never met this person. You're leaving me with, he does that to me sometimes. So I'm like, okay. The people are usually nice, but I'm just like, why am I in this situation? What are you gonna do? Kibby said she's gonna join us. She said it's the fifth time. It says yes, but it's like the fifth time I am rewriting it since I have lost copies on a hard drive. That sucks.
Ouch.
It is hard to spit it out one time, let alone a second time. You know what I mean? Because you've already written the story.
Right.
And now you have to do it again. I hate doing things. Oh, it's like like doing the dishes and then all of a sudden one of your kids or somebody cleans their room and both sinks are full and
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that feeling of like, oh, I gotta do this again.
2 hours later, the sink is getting full.
Oh, tell me that story. The mundane life things we have to do, right?
Oh God. I'd rather not.
Yay, I'm with you for the next one. Heather, I tried that. Remember we were talking. I was like, maybe I should just not do it. It backfired because I just ended up with like 3 times the mess to clean up.
No.
Remember, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna not do a few things. I'm like, what was I thinking? Now I'm stressed out. I have so much to do.
Oh my God.
That's all right.
Well,
It was
a lot
fun
of
being
times,
spiteful for 3 days.
a lot of people just don't take hints.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Sometimes I have a hard time too. So, what are you gonna do? Nobody's perfect.
That's true.
So, yay! I'm with you for the next one. Link is in the chat, Kibby. We'd love to have you pop in, even for the end. I do have the next timer ready. How about you, Heather? What are you thinking? I'm having chatting too. So
12:48. You want to do 20?
Sure, we'll do that, and then plan on shutting it down. Can enjoy Fridays and some more streams or movies or more writing or Canva or whatever you're playing in today.
I have a thing I have to do, and then I can relax for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some more writing in this sprint, and then I do have those mundane household things to do and dinner to prep, and then I think I am gonna try to get some reading in, maybe an hour of reading today. Get that in because I started reading a new book in the car waiting for the school bus the other day. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I was reading. Oh, yeah, my husband's calling, so
sure.
I'm going to go ahead and mute myself.
All right, and I'll count us down. So it's Friday. It's the weekend is just about here. So if you've been working all week, Saturday's coming. There's wonderful sprints coming this weekend, and if you're gonna take a break for the rest of the weekend and come back Tuesday, we stream Tuesday through Friday, prompt coffee, brunch, writing bunch, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And get your drinks. I'm going to refill my coffee on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sprint. Hello, everybody. How'd you do? I'm doing really well. I'm almost to the bottom of another page. So I'm trying to keep myself from actually doing a word count till I'm done with the dump draft. I want to just shock and surprise myself. So I'll have no idea what the word count is till I dump it and then have to go back and add and fix and change. So I'm not going to stress myself out with word count on this. I'm just going to keep track of how much pages, how much of a page I get.
You know, I think that's a great way to go. And
Trying different things,
right, and just like we were talking earlier, and I was actually just talking to my husband about the same thing, and it's not something to stress over. It's something to do for yourself.
Yes.
So anyway, I was just talking to my hubby on the phone, and it was a nice conversation, and yeah.
Yeah, mine called me too. The last
Okay,
couple.
yeah. And I also grabbed some pretzels, and I had a bio break. I don't know.
Had to go potty. I know that feeling. Once start drinking all the coffee and water. Yeah. I'm still I'm working on my yogurt and granola with the bread.
I finally finished my grapes, but I got some pretzels.
I feel really good though. I especially since I've been streaming regularly writing sprints that I'm progressing
That's
nicely.
good.
I have expectation for the next day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have to get it done so I can move to the next part.
I'm kind of feeling that way too right now because I've been actually writing during my sprints.
Yes. Yes. Me too. Even if I stand
that
up,
way I can do other things later, and then I will have gotten work done on this to
dedicated time,
set the tone and get myself into a just a certain mental place, specific mental, whatever.
Yes, I'm trying really hard to stay focused on this story to complete it too. So I feel pretty good about it. The strolling, and I'm so proud of you, Kibby. You're moving right along, and I've been watching Kibby progress also in her story, keeping everyone up to date on what chapter she's writing and all that too, and also her sprints too. She streams a couple times a week, I think.
Oh, cool.
I'm not exactly sure exactly what times, but I know
If you're still here, I'm curious about when your sprints are.
Yeah. You can always check out Devin Cutting's playlist to find whoever's doing cool. It's I believe it's specific just writing sprints. So I find that productive because anytime you feel like you can sit down or want to sit down to write, you can find someone streaming sprints, which is really great. And the list is there. So
yes.
That was our last sprint of the day. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, feeling good. Feeling pretty good. It's just getting. It's after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I just kind of start heading south.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start getting up even earlier now because my son, his orchestra practice for violin is before school.
Before school.
So instead, they usually catch the bus about 8:45. He's gonna need to be dropped off at school at 7:20. So I'll be getting up a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because that he's gonna have a long day. On Mondays is Boy Scouts after school too, so he's gonna be busy on
that is a long day.
And then he has basketball, so like busy boy.
Yeah. It's I can relate to that because that was how I grew up too. Was I had a lot of things, and I have two brothers, and they had a lot of things going on too, and we were all interested in a variety of things, and
I need a Rosie the robot to do all this and cooking and cleaning and
and you try not to fall back onto the hot dogs for dinner thing. But sometimes it happens.
I usually have time to prep a good dinner. That's one thing I usually there's certain things I like. Good food is one of them. So
Well, me too.
yeah, I can do that. I can prep something. The problem is not cooking the same things all the time. Like
Right.
even if they take like, okay, we've had spaghetti and meatballs, we've had sauce and pasta. What do we have this day? Okay, we've had chicken. Okay, we've had, vegetable stir, it's like, okay, what do you make? You know,
Right. Exactly.
I did find something new that what somebody told me about Madison eggs, some kind of it's served on a bread. I looked it up and I'm thinking about making it. I only found one recipe on it though. It's called Eggs Madison.
Hmm.
And I was thinking about trying to make that, but I only found one recipe for it.
Okay.
If anybody knows how to make that, someone recommended it to me and I
What
want to.
about eggs? So.
But it's like a cheese and a bread and egg. It's like a whole thing you make.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure it out still. I only found one recipe, but that'll be my new venture of trying something new.
My situation is a lot harder because my guys, you know, they're not they're not very adventurous.
I have little ones too, but they're picky. They're picky. One won't eat potatoes. One doesn't like noodles. One doesn't, one likes broccoli, one doesn't like broccoli. It's like trying to make a whole dinner that everybody likes everything is difficult at times. So
Oh yeah.
sometimes somebody's out of luck and I'm like, go have a sandwich, go have cereal. You're not gonna eat this. So pretty good. And I think I'm gonna give today's quote. This week was Ronald Dahl before we wrap up.
Yeah. Those Roald Dahl quotes are awesome.
Yeah, I really like him as an author and stuff. So today's quote is the writer has to force himself to work. He has to make his own hours, and if he doesn't go to his desk at all, there's nobody to scold him. That was a quote by Ronald Dahl. So there you have it.
That's cool.
It's a pretty good one. And it's
Definitely.
true. And I feel that wholeheartedly in my life because there's not, if I didn't have other people like you around, there'd be really nobody besides myself to be accountable because nobody else really around is interested or and cares in the creative process. Like kids are doing their own thing. The other
Mm-hmm.
half is very into sales and business. Like just called me like, oh, we met all our goals and now blah blah. Like he's happy it's the end of the month and he's very competitive for top sales and all. You know what I mean? Like he's very much in the corporate world.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just like, okay, but I'm writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It takes us all to do it, I
Mhm.
don't
Yeah,
know. At this
true.
point,
Takes a village.
yeah. But I hope you guys all have a great day and join us next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Heather, do you want to give an outro? Or
Sure. Let's see. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit, and I stream Thursdays currently. I might be adding Tuesdays to that, possibly at noon Eastern. And looking forward to continuing working on my projects
yeah,
of a wide variety of projects.
very nice. And everybody, I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.